All right, guys, welcome back. 1 second here. Let me get all set up. Mr. P doing his thing. Everybody on the show. All right. Definitely don't work with the sunglasses anymore. I got to read. Guys are in trouble. Oh. Should have had that running. Made you wait without that waiting music. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to my show. I'm Mr. Poseidon. I am very excited. I had a great week this week. I could tell you a lot of people had a great week, especially the gentleman in the river, fishing the Hudson River, which I do in these couple of months. And to give you a little heads up, let me start off right from the beginning. Let's have a nice Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Thank you for attending my show. To all the gentlemen, to all the guys, to all the girls, happy Mother's Day to your mothers. It's wonderful. It's wonderful for everybody to be here today. I went to my mother's early this morning. We hung out. She made me breakfast. I had my dad there. As you know, he's recovering. He's got the hospital bed in the living room now. And we talked a little bit. My dad was able to answer my questions. We got him up. He sat at the table. He had his oatmeal. And his leg is healing ever so slowly. But hey, at 95, I love you, Dad, and I love you, Mom. Thanks for that. And to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. And everybody, welcome to my show. Again, no, only now. My wife is not here with me. She left me. My wife left me. She is not here with me. She'll be gone only for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. She went to go see her mom and dad. She's watching me right now. I love you, honey. Happy Mother's Day to my mother-in-law. I know how much you guys just love that part, but happy mother-in-law. Happy Mother's Day to my mother-in-law. And hello to my father-in-law who's there, and also my brother-in-law, Marcus. What's up, buddy? And to my lovely wife, I miss you. I am very nervous here on the show today. And now let me get off to the next part. Thank you, honey. I love you. And now I want to say hello to everybody here. So let me see who I see here. Oscar Barrera, you're always here. Thank you for being here again. Mike's Fishing Adventures. Mike, thank you. Thank you, Mike. Mike, I've been watching your newest videos. It's always a pleasure, Mike. I love your videos. You and your friends, Gelso and the rest of them, you guys have gone far beyond the point of proving what kind of fishermen you guys are. Thank you for coming to my show. Jason Palmetier, I saw the pictures. Jason, I can see you starting to hit him up there. Boom, as you said earlier, Jason. Congratulations on that, and thank you for being on my show. And do thank your son, Connor, too. I get all his messages. Very nice gentleman, Connor. Thank you. Let's keep going. Kevin Maltozo. Kevin, if you don't know Kevin, I'm going to tell you guys right now. I'm going to leave a description right there on the bottom here. I'm going to leave his Instagram account. I'm going to leave Kevin Maltozo. And the reason I say that is this guy's out every night, man. This guy's fishing. I mean, he's been through, what, 7 marriages now because of fishing, Kevin? No, I'm kidding. Kevin shows also lots of pictures with his son online. Beautiful. I know I saw your mother today for the first time in the pictures. Kevin, very nice. I love having guys like him in my subscribers. And also, I consider him a highly talented surf fisherman. He knows what he's doing. He's a dynamite guy. Thank you. Stephen Hastings, good evening, buddy. I'll show you a little preview. Stephen, you'll only know what this means here. Stephen, you see there on the left side of my desk here, this bright light. We're going to talk about this next week, and that'll be on next week's show, guys. Next Sunday, 7 p.m. You'll find out what that bright light's all about, and I'm sure you guys will like what the bright light's all about. Ebeth, good evening, darling. Again, you saw what I mentioned to your hubby when I showed you guys the overall look, the bright light here. We'll talk about that next week. Today's Mother's Day, so I want to wish you a Happy Mother's Day, Ebeth. Thank you for coming to my show. And your husband, Stephen, also. So, let me continue. B&D, Jigging Adventures. Good evening, buddy. Nice to see you and have you on my show. Hi, all. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Thank you, B&D. We appreciate that. We got, who else? We got Stephen Hastings. We got Ebeth. Chris Gannon. Chris Gannon, thank you, buddy. Thank you for coming to my show, Chris. Chris Gannon. Oh, my God. I love that you're here, Chris. Hey, Mr. P, glad to hear your father's recovering. Yeah, Chris, he is. You know, he's getting old now, man, and it kind of stings because he was always the active guy. He was always telling me, we're going to go fishing, and even though we never caught a fish together, we never got a fish. But that's okay. It had my drive in there. Would see my dad week after week driving. You know, I remember now the way he was shown wasn't doing anything correctly. That's why he wasn't catching any fish. But, yeah, my dad's recovering. We sat down. I was watching him. He was looking at me. I was like, you remember? He doesn't remember when he took us to Montauk, but it was him that started this thing in me. And I'm glad he took me to Montauk. I'm glad I'll never forget those camping trips. Let me continue. And, Mom, you did a great job. You took care of us just fine. What do you mean you pissed on your pants? Your father's waiting for you outside. Come on, let's change. Who else do we got? Marcos Delgado. I said hello. Gelso, ladies and gentlemen, he has a club in Long Island. Striper Hunter. There it is right there. I'm showing you. He runs a striper club out in Long Island. Check him out. I'll put his, Gelso, I don't know. Do you have an Instagram, Gelso? I'm not sure. But Gelso's a good man. He takes me fishing with him. He's one of the Fantastic Four guys. If you guys saw my Instagram account, I put it up. These guys are fishermen, man. I bug out when I went with them. That day I went with them on a cement road, through a forest, through this brush, through these like weeds that were like 15 feet high, a little skinny path, through water up to your knees, then under mud patches, and you're walking. This is distance. And then finally you think you're there and you get in the water. You're in waist-high water, and you're walking in the water, and there's boulders. Gelso's telling me, hey, you got to walk sideways. Also, I was with TFO Adventures, another great guy, saying you got to walk sideways. I'm like, why? You got to walk like a crab. Why? Because you got to feel those boulders. Because if you walk straight and you hit them, you're going to fall on your face. Same goes with Montauk. It's a little better to walk sideways, I think, especially if you got bigger rocks in there, in the area that you're at. So you walk sideways, you feel that rock, and you know it's coming, and you can walk around it. So Gelso, thank you for that. I learned a lot from these guys. These are dynamite. Striper Hunters in the house. Gelso is one of the best fishermen I ever seen. He teaches me a lot. You can see him on Facebook. Thank you, Mike, for that. So there you have it. Striper Hunter. He's on Facebook. Check him out. Dynamite guy. I like Gelso because I learned from Gelso. He teaches me a lot. I'm a listener, man. I'm not going to sit there and go, yeah, I know everything. I don't know everything. So basically, yes, Gelso's a good fisherman. I enjoy that time. So let me continue with the show today. So I want to talk about striped bass, and definitely, Gelso, thank you, buddy. Thank you for everything you did for me. Thank you. And I want to continue with tonight's show. So basically, I'm a striper hunter. Right now, I'm in the rivers. In the Hudson Rivers, it's almost over, guys. A lot of people don't know, but the Hudson River is the largest area where stripers are born, to make it easy for you to understand. That's where they're born. It's the largest area in New York where they're born. I mean, that is the largest. They produce striped bass. That's why follow the laws always. You know, keep your area clean. When you come to your area, don't just go fishing. Listen to me. Don't just go fishing. Look around. I mean, you're only going to cover what? A 5 by 5 foot area? There's another fisherman next to you. Pick up the bottle, pick up the plastic bag, toss it in the garbage. 10 seconds isn't going to make a difference. Unless there's 40 pounders consistently biting out there, pick up that garbage. Throw it away. Come back, feel good, and start fishing because you know you're going to be clean. Anyhow, so do that. Do the right thing. So basically now the stripers are way upriver in the Hudson. We got a run at them last Thursday. We actually annihilated them. That was the day I also had Mark on as my my guest. He talked about the 32 pound, that's right, 42 inch, I think it was. 42 inch. The numbers range from 41 to 43, but I go with what Mark tells me. He's the gentleman who caught that. 32 pounds, man. He landed it. I got pictures of that, everything. See that one. That's the interview with him. He caught a nice fish that day. But everybody caught him. Me, I caught three. Three over 28 inches. 31 inch, 13 pounds. Wait, let me go in a row. 31 and a half was the first toss I threw out in the day. I was the first one there. I made one phone call. I want to say 2 minutes later, there were 200 fishermen there. Wrong phone call to make. But anyhow, the first one I caught again was 31, 13 pounds. The second one I caught was 32 inch, 15 pounds. I mean, I felt like, wow. That was the biggest striper I ever got in the Hudson, ever. I was so happy. A few hours later, I hit a 31 and a half, 12 pounder. Then I left, and when I left, about a half hour later, my buddy Mark clocked in that 41 inch, 32 pound striped bass. So like I said, they're up in the Hudson right now. They're way up. If anything, they've hit those shallower waters and basically have spawned their eggs. They're going to be heading out. The next striper migration map that you see from Yeti, which I love that map. I always I give myself a couple of days on that extra. So if they're saying they're there now, they're probably on their way down. Now, a lot of these guys are going to be waiting for the comeback out. They're hungry. They're going to lay their eggs. The big mamas, they're going to be hungry. They just want to get out and start eating food. So they might take a break or two on the way down. And hopefully it'll be around the area that I fish in the Hudson. And maybe I can land maybe one more. But I will tell you this. Next week I will be going for bluefish. I got a couple of different passes and so on. New Jersey, I will be down there. I want to go for some bluefish. They're also out in Long Island, I know. They're just about everywhere right now. And let's see if they're there when I go. But I'm going to try to go for some bluefish next week. I can't wait for that. But as far as the Hudson and the stripers, they're going to be heading out by next week. I know they are. By June, I'm going to be out in Montauk, especially the first couple of weeks there. I'm going to be doing a lot of night fishing. It's when you catch the stripers. I know I'm going to meet Gelso out there. He's a big Montauk guy. Mike's Fishing Adventures. Please, guys, check out Mike's Fishing Adventures. I'm not wrong. I feel I have a little bit of creativity in me, and I like his. I like his style. I like the way he catches fish. And I like how he knows. He thinks he doesn't know. He knows a lot about fishing. A good surf fisherman. Mike, thank you. And I'll leave a description on the bottom. Mike's Fishing Adventures. My wife is taking notes right now in Florida. Kisses to you, honey. I love you. So we are going to have a barbecue in Montauk during the summertime. I hope to see you and your family there. Absolutely, Gelso. First 3 weeks, midweek, I have off, Gelso. So I'm going to be in some parts of Long Island. I will let you know. And when I'm in Long Island, Montauk, we will meet up. But other than that, I am so glad to anybody out there who's viewing me for a first time. I just want to say I am Mr. Poseidon. I'm trying very hard. I make my videos. I'm not the youngest guy out there. 24 years old. I'm getting up there right now. So I'm not the youngest guy out there, and I try very hard. I make videos. I'm going to try to pick it up this year. I got my drone behind me. I'm going to bring it with me, try to make some nicer, more content-filled videos. It takes a lot of work, but I'm willing to do it. And new viewers out there, please subscribe to my channel. At least help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I would love that. Like my videos. I'm very clean in my videos. I'm clean in everything that I do. Just don't be around me when I'm not videoing. Anyhow, I'm sorry, honey. I had to tell them that. But anyhow, other than that, let me continue. So striped bass now. So I'm going to be going out to Long Island next. I want to let a lot of you guys know how Mr. Poseidon goes after striped bass in Long Island. So I fish certain areas of Long Island. And I want to say that, you know, striped bass, they like structure, guys. They like structure. A lot of you guys are sitting there going, I want a big one. I want a 30-pounder. I want a 20-pounder. I want a 2-pounder. Go in the daytime if you want a 2-pounder. If you want to get bigger fish, especially in the striped bass category, you got to go at night. You got to go at night. Listen to me, guys. In the middle of all this, I'm going to tell you, surfratsball.com. Right? Listen to me carefully. surfratsball.com. You got to go to the site. Bill Wetzel runs it. He's a dynamite surf fisherman. He will teach you the ropes in surf fishing. I use him as my guide. I'm going to be going out with him in June. I love you, Gelso. I will be going out with him in June. And he's a good guide. I love him. I use him. I've learned lots of my stuff from him. He's created my surf fishing experience into another level that I cannot compare. I didn't know what I was doing before I met him. And then I met him, and he's like, look, he teaches you the ropes. If you want him to teach you the ropes, get in touch with him. surfratsball.com. Dynamite site. You learn a lot over there. You go online. You ask questions. Bill Wetzel likes to be there on Friday nights. Come on. The guy's online. You ask him a question. How good is that? How great is that? To ask a question you never knew the answer, and you ask a guy who's been fishing out there 35, 40 years, surf. I'm going to repeat that, surf fisherman. He's going to teach you a lot. So get out there, Bill Wetzel, check him out. If you want to use a guide, if you're out of state, you want to come into New York, he's a New York State licensed guide, use him. Let me continue on. I want to say hello to some new people, YS Outdoors. YS Outdoors, nice to see you here on my site. Ernesto Reyes, good evening, a little late, but I'm in Florida. So is my wife, Ernesto. Stay away from her if you see her, okay? No, I'm just kidding. But she is in Florida. She's there for about 2.5 weeks. She's visiting my parents. I tried to make it look like she left me. I was like, my wife left me. She's gone. She's gone. But it's only for 2.5 weeks. She's going to see her parents, going to visit them. It's nice. She is a very close relationship with her parents. And when I met them, look, most of us out there, I'm going to say most of us, we all have our different opinions of our in-laws. I have a very nice opinion of my in-laws. They always treat me like a gentleman ever since the beginning, ever since I asked her father, and I kept bugging him, and I was like, look, I got to speak to you alone. I got to speak to you alone. I got to speak to you alone. And he finally said to me, all right, let's go. Come here. What do you want? Tell me. He says, I can't tell you over here. We got to go somewhere alone. He goes, what? He goes, follow me. I felt like an idiot, but I knew he would understand. As soon as we got in the room, I remember he was sitting there. He says, what's the problem? Let me tell you my name, Eric. Mr. Poseidon, Eric. So he says to me, Eric, what's the problem? I looked at him and I go, there's no problem, Mr. I don't want to say his last name, but there's no problem. And he says to me, I said to him, all I want to do is bink. Opened up the box, showed him the ring, and I was like, I want to ask your daughter's hand in marriage. He looked at me. And remember, when I met him back in the middle 90s, I had long hair. I was walking around like, hey, how you doing? I'm King Kong. He looked at me, grabbed his hair, and he puts his head back and he goes, oh my God, thank God. He said, yes, I was very lucky. We had dinner, I got it all on videotape. My wife didn't know anything because I didn't let anybody know. My mother had like, what, 4 or 5 sisters. It's like, come on, one of them, your sisters, they're gonna tell each other. Never said a word. So when they were bugging me, why don't you marry her? Why don't you do that? Why don't you give her a ring? I was like, because I'm not. They're like, oh, such a conquistador. Conquistador. What do you call that word? My wife's listening to me right now. I go, oh, you ruined the show. No, honey, I didn't. They understand. Adrian Ayala, How you doing, Adrian? How are you, buddy? Good to see you. So let me continue on the stripers. When I'm going fishing in Long Island for them, I'm looking for structure. Structure is the base of the food chain. And what do I mean by that? That's where the fish hide, the little ones. The stripers are not stupid. They're not like walking around going, yeah, we can get another drink. Gotta be some fish here. No, stripers don't drink. They don't drink alcohol, so they're ready. And they know where the bait is. The bait is hiding in the rocks. Why? Because they know the stripers are there. They're all like, listen, the stripers are in town tonight. There's a full moon. Guaranteed they're going to be here. The waves, they're going to be covering the rocks. We got to hide deep in the crevices of the rocks. Okay, I'm trying to explain this to you. Look, I'll give you an overall studio view here. See me? How you doing? So basically, Heinz Bolster, that's a new guy here. Heinz Bolster, nice to meet you. May 15th is my charter on the Hudson on the Saugerties. How's my timing? Let me tell you something. You got it made because they're going to be coming out of the rivers, and wherever that boat is, they're going to be waiting right there. You got it made. Heinz, get ready for some real Heinz ketchup, and it ain't going to be coming slow. They're going to be coming. Good choice, good timing. Way to go, Heinz. So going back to the stripers and being in the water, the little fish, they hide in those big boulders, guys. Don't cast away from the boulders. Cast close to the boulders because the stripers are not dumb. They're going to be looking around those boulders. And then all of a sudden, here comes Mr. Poseidon's lure. A plastic. Look at this. Look at this dark thing. Look at that little tail. Imagine this baby. I mean, this looks like what do you call those? Sweet bears, sour bears. This looks really good, but it's going to be swimming by the rock. Nice and slow, guys. In May, the fish are lethargic. The water's still a little cold, so they might not be so active. Remember, if you want to know more, Bill Wetzel, surfbasketball.com. That's very simple. So there comes Mr. Poseidon's weight, little lure there, come swimming by, and they nab this. Nighttime, guys. You can fish with whatever you like. They love green. They could see this. They got that chronomonic vision, white. Look at that. They can see these things. Gelso, Mike, you know what I'm talking about. You know it. The company I use for that, guys, is right there. Surfland, Plum Island. They sell some beautiful lures. Check them out online. Mention my name and they'll give you 5% discount. 5%'s a lot of money, guys, in these days. So do that. All right, so let me continue. The stripers, they enjoy hiding in these rocks. Now, Todd Winthrop, damn, I missed all of this good info. You didn't miss a thing, Todd. This will be mentioned quite often on my shows. But let's talk about, okay, so you're fishing, and you're fishing at night, and you know, because you've been in this area before, in the daytime, and you know that there's two boulders here. One there, look, one there, and one over there. And it's just starting to change tide, and you know that that water's going to be even rushing back further and further and further outward, out, because it's outgoing tide. Well, those two boulders I mentioned, here they are right here. Look at them. This is a distance of a view here. See them? Right here, the two boulders. And then the water comes in. And then it rushes out. There it goes. And there's the two boulders. And the water's rushing in between. Well, what causes those is more of a current. And stripers love current. And they're going to be waiting right there. Because any little fish gets caught in that, they're going to get caught in that little current. And they wait on the other side of that. Look, it's just a little idea of what Mr. Poseidon thinks. Throw it in between there, your odds are going to increase. I'm not saying you're going to walk out of there with a trophy fish. You're walking out of there with a trophy fish. Just keep throwing it in there and don't stop. Don't give up. If there's no fish, move on to another spot. Bill Wetzel would spank you if you stayed there all night and wasted your time. Keep moving till you find where those stripers are. Another tip. So, as you see two boulders, you know what I'm talking about now. Water zipping through between the, throw it in between there. It's just like a little mini inlet. You know, you're a riptide right there. Oof. Okay. Okay, let's talk about some lures that Mr. Poseidon likes to use. So when I go out at night, now these are pretty much used lures. These lures right here are my favorite. Got that little feather tail, single hook in the back, triple hook, treble. These are what's called a needlefish, gentlemen. Ronneray. I use these. He's got a little signature there. I get these, honestly, from Jane H. Tackle, Long Island. He's got them in. I buy them. I have two of them to back me up because I love these at night. And you could see this one is missing. It's missing the feather here. You know why it's missing the feather? Because I've caught fish with that lure. Caught quite a bit of stripers with that lure. I hate losing that lure. I've lost about 2 or 3 of those, guaranteed. One was hooked on a shark out there. It was terrible. But anyway, let me continue. I'm going to show you some of these lures I use. SP Minnow. Thank you, Bill Wetzel. This SP Minnow has caught me more stripers. Look, they're starting to rust out. God forbid I catch like a giant 40-pounder. These are going to get bent. As you could see, one of them is just a little bent right here. That was the big striper I caught there. I think it was, I don't know, 30 inches, I think. That was in Montauk in some area. I'm not going to tell you. Call Bill Wetzel for that. Don't bother me about where you caught the fish. I'm trying to tell you what lures like this SP Chicken Scratch. What a beauty. What a beauty. I love this lure. Daytime, nighttime. I use this at night and I caught fish. Look, proof. There's the bent hook, but I brought him in. Brought him in. And that was only like on, I think, a 32-inch, 33-inch fish. Terrible, man. Terrible. I'm lucky I didn't lose him. Chicken Scratch. Talk to Jason Palmatier about that. This is the lure he gave me. This lure can catch a 2,500 tuna, and these AMC hooks are not coming off. Thank you, Jason, for that. Check it out. For you guys haven't seen it, YouTube and Mr. Poseidon. Thank you. Please don't forget, subscribe to my channel. Let me continue. Let me go back. Let me give you a little transition. There you go. Back to me again. All right, so some of the stuff I use in my bag. These are the green otter tails. I love these green ones. They're really good. I also have red ones that I use. I like to split them in half and use them as singles. I love that. Coming up now next week, I'm going to be fishing with the blues with this. Look at this baby. Look at the little bomber right here. Single hook. That's all you need because blues hit him from behind. Don't ever forget. Other than that, let me keep going. Poppers on top. I love using poppers on top. Another Ronneray lure. Red head. Give it a little action on top. Sometimes they're not on the bottom. Maybe they're midway up. And they don't need to expend that much energy to come check you out when you throw this by the boulder, by the rock. Make sure you throw these around that area. Remember, striped bass are not fast-moving fish. They're not super speedsters. You're not going to see them like tuna chasing down and knocking them out. You know, tunas you can consider like cheetahs in the African jungle. You know how cheetahs are. You've seen those. You know, what is it called? Omaha Mutual. I used to watch it as a kid. I don't know what they're called today. YouTube it. But cheetahs are like the tunas, and stripers are not like tunas. They're more of a, let's call them a lion, because a lion doesn't have that super speed. But a lion's going to ambush you. You're not going to see him there, just like a striper. Remember, stripers can hang in a current, right? The current. They're easy to do that. They can handle that beautifully. They got like torque, the stripers, you know. They can stand. They're strong like that. They're good swimmers. So when that injured fish comes down, which is the popper that Mr. Poseidon set up, they're like, hey, here comes a dead one right now. I got this guy. No, you got Mr. Poseidon's Ray lure. These lures are great on top. Know how to use your lures. I'm not going to teach you how to use a lure. I don't do that. You want to learn how to use a lure? Bill Wetzel again. I'm going to mention him, surfrestball.com. Check him out for that, not me. He's the one who taught me how to use all these lures correctly. Let me go to my listeners. Whew. Wish I could see that beauty. Yeah, let me tell you, I wish that my wife was here. A couple of you guys that sent me some pictures. I can't do that all tonight. I got my wife in for that. And when I do that, she's the one who usually will put everything up. So basically, I'm just going to talk tonight. Let me continue on. Some of my night lures that I use. You know, here's my SP minnows. This is a dark purple, black on the bottom. I love using these lures at night. Again, the stripe is hit from the front, guys. So always remember, you know, if you're going to use, you know, this time of year, anytime, just fish these things really, really slow. It's like this, look. Oh, yeah, right, Mr. President. No, it's like this. It's like this. Bill Wetzel always used to tell me, listen, when you think you're reeling slow, right? Slow, reel in even slower. Okay? That's the little tidbit I'm going to give you, which is a guarantee. Just reel in real slow. When you think you're reeling in slow, reel in even slower. Trust me on that. All right, let me continue. To everybody out there who's a new viewer, please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna have guests on weekly. When my wife comes back, as you saw in the beginning of the show, I had the computer on. That's the new computer we got. I'm gonna have a new gentleman helping me out, Ebeth and Stephen Hastings. You know who I'm talking about. That will be introduced next week. I want to thank you for that very much. I feel that that gentleman is a part of my life right now because I will be seeing him every day for the rest of my show times here on Let's Talk Fishing, Mr. Poseidon. So slow is the way to go. Jason, let's talk about Jason Palmatier. Jason Palmatier was a guest on my show, and he will be on my show again. I consider him one of the best fishermen on my channel. I'm sorry if I'm blowing anybody's head over here, but I go by what people talk about and how they talk about it and the pictures, obviously. Jason puts in the time. He just scored his first stripe. But Jason, I don't know the size of that. If you want to give it to us, the inches. I just saw it was a nice fish. You were very happy, and you wrote boom on it. And I love that boom, man, because they finally arrived in Rhode Island. I've been watching that Yeti map. I know you guys were starting with the schoolies, and I know soon you'll be, you know, plastering on those 20, 30 pounders. And I know Jason's always one of those guys who's going to score one. Let me know how those seals are doing by you. My mouth is getting very dry. So a lot of you guys are probably saying, wow, Mr. Poseidon, he knows his stuff. He's talking about this. He's talking about that. I'm going to tell you something. I don't advertise for anybody, nobody. I'm not there yet to advertise. And if I do, I'm going to make sure that my subscribers say it's good and I say it's good. So I'm going to tell you something. I did subscribe to this magazine, and I got delivered the Angler's Almanac. It's on the water, 2021. And in the magazine, they had a wonderful article about us. You know, I love us guys, man. We are the surf fishermen. And they actually had an article this week. I'll get there one of these pages, but just goes to show you. It's called Bass in the Boulders. Man, I just kept reading through it, and I read the whole article. And I'm going to let you guys know that, excuse me, sorry about that. It's by Jerry Audit. I don't know much about him. I've heard his name before, but what a nice article on the surf fishermen and how to hunt these fish in the boulders. And that's why I mentioned it tonight. And if you want to learn these things that I learned, I would subscribe to On the Water. It's nice to get a magazine like that and just see an article on surf fishermen. They're not just all about boating. And they proved it to me tonight. And if you're listening, any of you guys, On the Water, you know, more on surf fishermen, man. I feel we're always neglected, but we're always the hardcore guys in the water, in those waves. And again, I'm not saying anything about boaters because I love boating. I want to try bunker charters. I'm dying to get on their boat. I'm going to be calling them soon. Even though Mr. Poseidon has gotten seasick and so on, I'm still out there. I'm still going. I'm still making sure that I try. All right, so I get seasick for 10 hours. I'm not going to die. It's not going to be the best thing, but I'm still going to try it, and it might be a nice day, and Mr. Poseidon might score some fish. Let's talk about it. Very helpful freshwater guy just starting in salt. Todd Winthrop, I'm the opposite of you. So I have a friend who lives in Montauk, and he's a fly fisherman, and he fly fishes in these waves, everything. He just got his first striper a few days ago. He's a dynamite guy. I'm trying to convince him to start his own channel because he's very, very good. He's my buddy Chaz, and I follow him out there. He lives out there. He actually gets me access to some of these places. I meet some of the locals. All right, so you guys don't like me too much. Because I sound like this, what's the problem, eh? I like you. I want to go fishing with you, hey. Move over. Don't cross my line. Don't worry. Thank you, Chaz, for bringing me out there. But Todd Winthrop, all back to you. Definitely, buddy. He is a freshwater fisherman. If you ever want to get out there, we'll talk about that more. You can contact me on Instagram. I'll also leave a link, and it's also right there in front of you. It says at Mr. Poseidon, _Poseidon_ fishing. Check me out there. I always post right away if I catch a fish. Thank you very much. Let's see. What else do we got? So, so sometimes you're out there and the waters could be calm. So maybe you don't need a lure. Okay, have a good day, Mr. P. I'm sneaking out for a couple of hours while wife and baby are sleeping. Top of the tide. Kevin, always good luck to you. I thank you for coming to my show. I really do, buddy. I thank you so much. I appreciate it. You have a good time tonight, and I know I'm going to see a couple of posts within a few hours. Again, gentlemen and ladies, I will be posting on the bottom Kevin's Instagram account. Check him out. Dynamite Fisherman, Dynamite Father, Dynamite Family Guy, I can tell. Check him out. Trust me. I don't make stuff up. I tell the truth. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Good luck tonight. So, Oscar, go get him. Oscar, I seen the pictures. I don't know. Lance J, what's up? I thought I lost you, Lance. I thought you were one of those guys. And there ain't no prizes on that show. I'm not showing up. I'm not going to this show. Thank you, Lance. Lance, I'm so happy to see you here. You're an original. I want to say thank you very much to you. B&D Jigging Adventures, catch him up. I spoke to you earlier. He's been on my show lately. He's been a new subscriber. I've had a couple of new subscribers tonight. Come on, guys. Subscribe to my channel. I tried so hard. My wife's in Florida right now. She's checking everything. I love my wife. Thank you, honey. I know you're listening. To my brother, Marcus, take good care of my wife. Marcus, it's your duty to make sure that no spiders are going next to Romina's bed tonight. Romina, that's Mrs. P. For those of you who don't know. Thank you very much, guys. Tight lines. Kevin, you'll always be the man on this channel. Thank you. You and Jason should have a private competition. I mean, you guys are amazing. Thank you. I've had to catch the replays most recently. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Guys, I want to say I'm very happy. I got 500 subscribers, a little over now. But I want to thank you for, it makes me feel good. YouTube's putting commercials on some of my stuff. And I'm like, what? Commercials? But they're not paying me a darn penny. Not a penny! I'm not getting anything. It's not fair. YouTube, I get monetized at 1,000 at 1,000 subscribers. What I'm trying to accomplish here, guys, isn't just money and making money and becoming. I love surf fishing. Bill Wetzel is instilled this little bug in me. And I love surf fishing, and I love meeting people on here who are all about, yes, thank you, Lance. Thank you so much, my friend. Like this video, guys. Come on. Give me that at least. But subscribe to my channel because I'm going to have a lot of great content. Next month is Montauk. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. I know my buddy Jimmy Moe is going to be with me. Oh, you'll find out who Jimmy Moe is, and you'll know him very well. He works with me here, right here in the studio all the time. I get to look at Jimmy Moe every day. Every day. Smile, kind words, innocence, and his love for fishing. This guy was a fisherman from what I heard. But more on Jimmy Moe next week. Next week, definitely. We'll talk about him. So, I was saying earlier, when the water's calm, it's nice to put an SP minnow under there, nice and slow. But if the surf's a little loud and a little rough, a little current, you might want to use like a metal, a plastic swimmer, and cast close to those rocks all the time. I don't care if it's, well, if it's more still, you might have better or just as even of a chance. But when the surf is rough, those little fish are hiding by those rocks. They don't want to get sucked in by a back wave or water pulling in or hitting them out because the stripe is waiting there. Trust me. They're little fish by the water, and then that wave comes and hits them and it pops out. There's a striper on the outside. Remember, a lot of talk, these guys. Woof. Woof. They might not be the speedsters like we say, but they're hanging out. They can handle any current. Trust me. Those big tails are there for a reason. Those fat bodies, what we call cows, are there for a reason. They can control themselves. Excuse me. That requires water. Thank you, Lance. We feel your passion through the screen. That's what makes your videos and live streams so great. Keep it up. Lance, I don't know what to say. That's a nice compliment. I appreciate that. Mr. P, does Bill only do surf or does he also bays and inlets? Absolutely, I do all that stuff. I was in the bay with the Fantastic Four. If you watch that video, I never mentioned I was in the bay, so I don't expect you to know, but I was in the bay that night. The night before, I heard they were catching 50-pounders. 50-pounder. Let me say this right. 50-pounders. So I had to go, and I went. That was the day I caught the 31 and a half, or let me put it in order. 31, 13 pounds, 31 and a half, no, 30, oh my goodness, 32-inch, 15 pounds, and the finale was 31 and a half, 12 pounds. So I had a great day that day. I went out that night. It's not called catching, it's called fishing. There will be days when you will get skunked. There will be days when you will get skunked. There will be days, look at me. There will be days when you get skunked. But that's what makes fishing great, because if, and listen to me, okay, let me lower this. All right, it says here that my wife's telling me, oh, you missed the beginning of the lures. The beginning of the lures. I finally looked at my phone. I'm sorry, honey. She's such a great, oh my goodness. So these are the lures I use. See the lures? They're swim baits. They're plastics. These things go like this in the water real slow. Greens, whites are my favorite. If I'm going out at night, I'm using some dark lures, black, purple. Even greens are good again. And put the weights up in front, know how to put them on right. Watch videos on that for YouTube. What else do I got here? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I missed somebody on. on Bill Wetzel earlier. My wife was telling me, I don't have the phone up here. This is what it is, you know. Tonight it's just me. My wife isn't here. I did miss it. Oscar Barrera went out yesterday at 5 p.m., got a 23-inch, fishing the eddies in the current. Yeah, they're a little up higher now, definitely, Oscar. All right, anyway, so if you want to ask anything you want to know, Heinz Bolster, for my charter on the Hudson, is it worth having one guy on the bow throwing the lures while the other guys wait for the live bait chunks to hit the stern? If so, what do you throw? Thanks, brother. Okay. So basically, when I go on a boat, I'm listening to the captain. And I'm sorry to say I'm not an expert on boats. I can say a little bit better on surf fishing for sure. Come on, guys. Subscribe to my channel. If you're watching for the first time, give me a break. I'm trying hard, all right? But I will tell you this, that I'm going to be going out with Bunker Charters very soon. I will ask them all types of questions just to get the answers out to you guys. So it says, from my charter on the Hudson, is it worth having one guy in the bow throwing lures while the other guys wait for live baits? I would throw in the Hudson just live bait. Or who's ever taken you out, you know, talk to that guy because he should know the Hudson if he's taking you out there. Other than that, definitely you got to do the right thing. Ask the questions, and I'm glad you're asking them out here. If anybody is out here who rides a boat, listen to Heinz Bolster. You know, try to help me out. Inception, I haven't said hello. Bottle plugs are great in big water. No doubt about it. Big water, oh, without a doubt it. Those are great in the inlets. Without a doubt, Stephen Hastings, without a doubt. Big bottle plugs. I love that. All right, so guys, it's 7:56. I did my hour show. I'm getting out now. No, I'm not getting out right now. I just want to thank you guys. Listen, this is what I want you to know. You did see the startup show. I got my new computer. That computer right now, yes, Bill does bays and inlets. For everyone who asked that, my wife is sending me that. He does everything. He's a charter on Long Island. He just doesn't do a rock in Montauk. He does everything. He's been fishing out in Long Island 35, 40 years. If you're following him on Instagram, you'll see he was just out the other night. That guy is a true surf fisherman. So if you want to learn your business in surf fishing, I suggest you either get on his site and definitely use him as a charter. You got to go out once with Bill Wetzel. Bill Wetzel. Anyway, so basically what I want to say to you guys, get out there, do the right thing. You know, when I say do the right thing, learn about fishing. You know, I got guys on my sites here. Jason Palmatier, Kevin Maltozo, he's already out fishing. These guys know fishing. If you're on here, just ask them a question. I guarantee you they know what they're talking about. I'm going to call him 1,000%. You gotta, Todd. You gotta call him, and you'll realize when you're on, because I've been out with guides, and I'm not going to advertise somebody just because they say to me, so, you know, because I think he's a good fisherman. I've been out with other guys so I can compare. I've been out with other guys where they're just fishing with you and they're like, hey, what are you catching? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, you're really good. All right. What's the tide? Oh, I think. What do you mean you think? You're a guide. Get it right. Bill Wetzel. I went out with him and I'm like, why is he bringing me to this cliff? The water's down there. He's got his binoculars. He's looking. He's telling me, hey, watch my video on that one. When I went out with Bill, I'll do another one with him coming up in June when I'm going out with him. I can't wait. He'll tell you too, night fishing, man. Get out there. One night of your night, one night of your life is not going to kill you to get out on the water and do a little night fishing for a few hours. Come on. Do it. I guarantee it'll be a plus for you. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Other than that, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank you guys for making, you know, help me reach 500 subscribers. Two of my wonderful subscribers, I have to put a shout out for them extra. Stephen Hastings and Elizabeth, Ebeth Hastings. I want to say thank you to you guys very much. You'll know more about it next week. We're going to give you a little private DM or a email. We want to thank you so much. This gentleman definitely gets to be remembered. And as long as I grow, he will be remembered, and people will know who he is. Next week, tune in, 7 p.m. You'll know who he is, why I have him on my show, and why he will be remembered forever. Oh, Mr. M&K. That's M&K Outdoor Adventures. Thank you for showing up, buddy. It's always a pleasure. Him and his daughter. We're going to leave also a description on the bottom right now. On the bottom. That'll also be left of M&K Outdoors. Follow them on Instagram. It's Mike, who is the father, and the daughter, who is Kaylee. Check out Kaylee. This week, she recently got her biggest striper. I love following them, and they will be on my show. I did get a new computer, guys. Everything's going to be fine. There'll be no more echoing. It'll be a lot more pleasurable. I love watching your videos. I know you guys are hunting down the blues, Mike. I saw you make a couple of good hits. And again, we'll leave a description on the bottom of that. Check them out. They're a really good dad-daughter combination. And it works. I love it. I love their adventures. Also, who else is out there? I don't want to miss anybody. Thank you. You too, Mr. P. You are the best. No, Elizabeth, I thank you for introducing me to the guy who's going to keep me going the next week. You'll know. Again, we'll do that overall look at a little preview. You can see my hand run over that. Thank you so much. He's always going to be here and always helping me out. I know everybody's wondering, but we'll see it next week. So again, guys, I want to thank everybody for showing up to my show. Let me continue. M&K Outdoors, Elizabeth, B&D&G, Jigging Adventures, Stephen Hastings, Oscar Albayera, M&K Outdoors, Todd Winthrop. Let me keep going. Lance J, thank you. Kevin Maltos, Oscar Barrera, YS Outdoors, Adrian Ayala, Gelso, Mike's Fishing Adventures. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I thank you, and that's it for today. I'll see you guys next Sunday, and believe me, I'm pushing for 1,000. Subscribe to my channel. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great adventure this year. Keep in tune. See you soon. Hey, honey, I love you.